Deviation. So what we're going to do here is find the standard deviation.
Find x bar.
Okay. Right. If we're going to find x bar, yeah, that will be involved in it. Which of the formula are we going to use? If we call them sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 from that bit of paper a minute ago, which formula will we be using here? Yes, 4. Fourth one. So what columns will we need? We've got a grid set up here. What will we need first of all? Midpoints. Midpoints is the first thing. Okay. Even to get the mean, we'll need the midpoints. And we'll call the midpoint our x numbers, the frequencies our f numbers. So these are times to the nearest minute.
So we've got to put like
44.5.
Is that the upper and lower class boundaries?
Yeah.
One of those was right, one of them wasn't.
39.5.
Yeah. That's going from 39.5 to 44.5. So, what's the midpoint?
2.5.
So, there's actually room here if you want it for the lower class boundary and the upper class boundary, if you want to put them in. That was from 39.5 to 44.5. That's got a width of 5. Half of 5 is
2.5.
add 2.5 onto that,
42.
so that's your midpoint. Okay. So just going down to the last one. I have no idea whose turn it is to nominate anybody, so I'm going to ask. No. Oh, go on. You nominate somebody for me, Casey. The bottom one down here, Casey, what's the lower class boundary, what's the upper class boundary?
74.5.
Yep.
80.5.
No.
79.5.
Yep. And what's halfway between those? It is 77. Yep. Okay, oh, I've written those in the wrong place now, haven't I? Sorry. That should have been there. That should have been there. Sorry, I wrote that in the wrong place. And that one we said was 77. Yeah.
So when you work out the midpoint, surely you don't need to look at that class bound, upper and lower class boundary. Surely you can just look at the original data and the midpoint.
You could hit, yeah, in this case here you could. I quite agree. In this case here you could, yeah. So it's worth looking at it and double checking because it depends on how the data's written. If it was ages, remember ages and years, because you don't stop being 17 until you are 18, I would always say actually it's worth thinking about. Okay, here it is exactly the same. So because you've worked out it's exactly the same, what are all the midpoints, Callum, going straight down?
47.
Yeah,
52.
yeah,
57.
yeah,
62.
yeah.
67. 72.
That's correct. Okay, that bottom one's 77. Okay, we won't fill in the other lower class boundaries and upper class boundaries. If we are using formula 4, what do we need to do to those x values if we are using formula 4? Times them by the frequency and square them. So square them first, then times them by the frequency, okay? Fx squared is you square the x values and you times it by the frequency. So up here, the first one we're doing 1 times by 42 squared. Has anyone worked out 1 times by 42 squared?
1,760.
Is correct. I'm going to leave you to finish that column. And if there was a spare chocolate biscuit left, it would be a good prize for the first person to get the total for that column, perhaps. If the owner of the chocolate biscuits was up for that.
Yeah, that's cool.
And these numbers do get big. There are 6-digit numbers here. So just waiting for people to get a total. Do you have a total?
Yes.
Go on, what have you got? If you got it?
I haven't got the
You haven't got it yet. Okay. James, do you have a total?
Yeah.
What's its first digit?
Oh wait. Oh, on the total?
Yeah.
Oh mate, I don't have that.
Well done, James.
Come on, James, get in there.
False hope I had there. I thought you were going to do it so quickly. I haven't bothered pausing the video. So now I've got to keep talking so the thing hasn't gone wrong. Do we have an answer? Does it start with a 4? Liv, do you have an answer?
Yeah, I got that.
It does start with a 4? It shouldn't start with a 4. What's your start with?
3,
Keep reading.
4, 5.
Okay, stop there. James, do you want to finish it off, second half of it?
680.
Is correct. Can they have half a biscuit each, please?
There's 2 biscuits.
Hey.
Well, we've got another column. We can save the other biscuit for another column. Okay, so yeah, add those up. Okay, that's what you get. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 0. Okay, Beth over there. Right,
Claim your prize.
now, is there anything else? Now, the fact I have got another column on here suggests there probably is. Is there something else, if you look at that fourth formula, that we will have to work out?
The mean.
The mean. How do we work out the mean? What will we need? The frequency times the midpoint. First of all, yeah. That number there is sigma fx squared. We will also need, and it'll be in this box here, sigma fx. Okay, so f times by x, added up, and there's a chocolate biscuit, and I'm going to pause the video this time.
But